Hello everybody, to see what's going on. Checking in. I feel like shit, probably sick again. So I want to go over the Michael Bennett indictment. Now, I've been kind of gathering all my thoughts on all of this, and now I want to share it with all of you. So, let me start out with the issue here, and that is that Michael Bennett at Super Bowl 51, a year before this year, was trying to get onto the field, went through a group of security guards. They wanted him to go through a different entrance. He said no, so he said, fuck it. I'm going to run through this group of security guards. So he went through a group of security guards and went through and pushed a paraplegic 66-year-old woman in a fucking wheelchair. Now, why would a paraplegic woman at 66-year-old be even on the staff at NRG Stadium staff, be working at the stadium, especially involving with crowds? Okay, you're just asking to get a fucking, pushed over or whatnot. I don't know why. I don't know. I never heard of a paraplegic woman. I have nothing against paraplegic people that are handicapped, that are trying to get jobs, that are trying to, still have jobs and do whatever. I have nothing against those people at all. I worked in retail. I've worked at a supermarket. I've worked with plenty of disabled, handicapped people in my lifetime. So I could definitely cordial with that. Now, the problem is that Michael Bennett pushed this woman, which there's nothing to really say that it's official that he actually did it. So the head chief of police in Houston, Texas, said that after it happened, apparently he could not go and find Bennett on the field. Apparently no one could find him, which is bullshit. That's number one. All that security, and you can't find Michael Bennett anywhere. Michael Bennett wasn't hiding. Michael Bennett was around. You didn't use your walkie-talkie. You didn't talk to anybody. Oh, Michael Bennett, we couldn't find him for a long time. That's what I heard first. And then, since this whole thing happens a year later, as of a few days ago, they bring all this up. He gets indicted. Warrant for his arrest. And now, the head police chief said, we're doing this now because we had more important things in the state of Texas to worry about, criminal-wise. Does that make any sense? That police chief is going to bury himself so fucking badly, it's not even funny. When you go to, all right, just say I go to the cops and say, hey, my bike got stolen. And the cop says, I'm sorry, but we cannot start an investigation on your stolen bike because there are more important things to worry about in this town, in this state, than your bike. Does that make any sense? It's like they threw this to the side. They put this under the rug and made an excuse that they had other things to do. Other criminals to go after. Other more important criminals to go after. That's not right, and that doesn't make any sense, and I'm 100% right. So everything in this video is 100% right of what I'm saying right now, okay? I'm not speculating, this is all this shit. This is all everything I'm kind of putting together in one thing. So, Michael Bennett's out of the country, so he's going to turn himself into the police. A report came out that the Seahawks had no idea about this incident. A report came out that the Eagles had no idea about this incident because we are not used to guys staying on this team, that have issues. Well, Josh Huff with the gun hollow point issue and, Michael Vick's issue with the whole dog killing thing, which was a huge thing because he went to prison for it, came back. All outside the Novacare complex, there were picket signs of, it was so bad that literally the Steelers fans, when Michael Vick went to the Steelers, the fucking fans put out a petition not to have him on the damn team because of that whole dog killing thing. Okay? So this goes pretty damn deep. But this is the most bullshit of all bullshit. There is something weird. There is something fishy. And I'm smelling a damn payday for this 66-year-old and her family. That's what I'm smelling right now. Now, Michael Bennett is due about $26 million till 2020. Owed. He's owed $26 million till 2020. A lot of fucking money. So a lot of money coming to him. Now, his sister Ashley Bennett, on a real Twitter account, so it's real. It's her real account. She opened up her messages, her DMs. She started tweeting out some stuff. Now she started saying that Michael Bennett, it's ridiculous how everyone tries to bring successful people down. This is real messed up. Now she put out a video. At first she wouldn't put it out because her lawyer said she couldn't put it out yet. So finally, I think today or this morning, she put out the video, and it's Michael Bennett running onto the field. Now, when he's running onto the field in this video, you don't really see much but him just running out in the field. He's just running. He's just kind of like doing like a little jog in the middle of the field. After the Patriots won, he was going to go see his brother and all that. So, do you remember when Michael Bennett was doing his little, you know, remember Martellus Bennett was sitting with all the sportscasters talking about the Super Bowl, and, you know, Michael Bennett went up to was talking on TV with his brother standing over his shoulder? Well, yeah, I don't know what like, they didn't arrest him then. They didn't say anything then. If this was so important, they couldn't find Michael Bennett this whole time. They couldn't find him. If he pushed this woman on the ground, if he pushed her. Now, in the States, if you hurt an elderly person over 65 years old, you get 10 years in prison, which is kind of fucking crazy. Which they take it seriously, which I don't blame them. I've knocked over an elderly woman by mistake. I've backed up into one. I remember I backed up. I was working at the store packing out my pizza. And all of a sudden, I fucking backed up, and I fucking ran into her, and she fucking fell on the ground. And I said, I'm sorry. And she was hurt. She had to go to an ambulance and everything. I felt so fucking bad. I went to the hospital. I took time out of my job, took personal time out of that day to make sure our old woman was all right. Now, that's different. There's no evidence. I don't even know how Michael Bennett gets even indicted. Like, you can't indict somebody. You can't put out a warrant for their arrest without sufficient evidence. Now, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if times have changed. I don't know if the laws have changed. But this is just too fishy. So he's turning himself in, which, what the fuck? He's got no choice. And now, Michael Bennett is now facing some accusations that don't know are 100% true. Now, I think that this is all bullshit. 100%. Because as soon as like this happened, people were like messaging me like, oh my God, Michael Bennett, blah, blah. Everyone's got to stop, fucking relax, chill the fuck out. I could tell if this is bullshit that police chief in Texas is going to hang himself, because he said some real, like I just talked about before with the whole, we let it go a year later, because we let this whole case go a year later because it wasn't important. There's more important things that are happening than, if this wasn't that important, then why is this even happening now? This is happening because Miss 66-year-old, oh, I sprained my shoulder, wants some of this, okay? Wants some of this. And there's no evidence. So if Michael Bennett did this, do you know how much security is at a fucking Super Bowl? Fucking paparazzi, security guards, bodyguard. I mean, there's so many people. I mean, you probably got military people there too. And you're telling me not one person caught this fucking thing on video. Now, Ashley might be hiding. His sister might be hiding what actually happened. Who knows? If it's a cutoff, I have no idea. Because it looked like she was like, in the stands, and all of a sudden you just see him run on the field. So something was cut out of that video. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I have no idea. It looked like it. But if the police have no evidence on this, now we all see NFL players get in trouble pretty damn easily, okay? You got Ray Rice, you know what I mean? Beat his woman in an elevator, okay? That was on video, okay? You got... There's so many. There's some. Most of the time you're catching, and this is inside the stadium. How is no one? if this family and this 66-year-old woman and this police department wanted to bury this guy badly and put him, if they hate him this much and they said he's a bankrupt, he has no respect for the elderly, if they want to paint this ugly picture of Michael Bennett right now, no, I'm not saying he's the perfect man. I'm not saying he's never done anything wrong. But in this case, he didn't do a fucking thing wrong. Because honestly, if you don't got the facts, if you don't got the evidence, which if they want to bury him this badly right now as they're trying to and paint this ugly picture, something would have came out on the internet already. Something would have been out. There would have been a video. Oh, Michael Bennett hits an elderly woman in a wheelchair or some shit like that. We would have seen that. Did anything come out yet? Did you hear anything? Because I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. Nothing happened at all. So, since the police don't have anything, now there's not even like a police report saying, hey, the police have a video of Michael Bennett, but they're not releasing it yet. Then I'd be like, okay, then they have something and he's fucked. But they don't have a damn thing. And the head and the chief of police is making these accusations, and he's going to end up hanging himself. He's probably not going to have a fucking job after what's been going on, because you think Michael Bennett's just going to be like, here, I'll pay for the hospital bills. If she sprained her shoulder, let me pay for the hospital bills. That shit is not going to fucking happen. Michael Bennett has got a lot of fucking money, like any fucking NFL player does, and he don't give a fuck. He's going to do what's right for himself, and he's not just going to fucking give up because he didn't do a damn thing wrong. Now, if there's no video, now I could say, hey, I could look at you right now and say, hey, you did this. Arrest him. And that's fine. But if you don't have a reason to arrest somebody, if there's no sufficient evidence you can't just say someone, hey, he molested that girl. I saw him do it. But you can't do that, because anybody could hate anybody. This world is after you. People are after other people. You can't just throw an accusation out like that, because you need to have sufficient evidence that it actually happened. Okay? You got to have sufficient evidence. Just like on Jerry Springer or Maury, like, oh, I know he's the dad. I know that's the dad. What do? Do they point the finger at the male and say, "Oh, that's the father," and they say, "Oh, that's the father"? No, they get evidence. Evidence. Okay, they do a lie detector test. There's evidence. Okay, there's evidence. There's no evidence in this case on the police's part, the police chief's part. There's no evidence against Michael Bennett. Nothing. Not a shred. So this, to me, is all bullshit. I could have made a video the other day and the day before, but I wanted to let the days roll by and kind of reminisce and kind of just let this all come together. But to tell you guys this from the bottom of my heart, I'm not saying this because he's on our team and it's going to make us look stupid if we lose him. We're not going to fucking lose him. Michael Bennett's going to be playing for the Eagles this year, 100%. Okay? Now, could I be wrong? Maybe, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it whatsoever. So, whatever's going on right now, the police have no shred of evidence against Michael Bennett. If they had evidence, they would have released it, which would make this process faster, which would help that family process this whole thing faster, which that 66-year-old woman, which this whole thing would just become a faster process. If they wanted to show, if they had something, they would have showed it by now. If they had some shred of evidence or video, they would have fucking... I'm surprised there's not, because how can there not be any video? But if they have nothing, there's nothing they could do about it at all. So, this is all bullshit. Okay? This is bullshit. This isn't real. This is just, give me some of this. Since he did this, give me some of this. It happens every fucking year to these players. Now, do I think Michael Bennett has a hot fucking head sometimes? Yeah. Do I think he's a perfect fucking individual to fucking do that? Probably. But he ran out on the field and that was it. And if he pushed someone by mistake, maybe he did. Maybe she was on the side of him and he flinged his hand back and hit her. I mean, who knows? Anything could have happened. But the cops, the cops cannot put him anywhere. They cannot kick him out of the NFL. They can't do a fucking thing. Ezekiel Elliott, Same shit. And they caught him what? They caught him touching the girl's fucking boob. And then what? After the Green Bay game or before the Green Bay game, he went like 90 miles an hour. He was speeding. A cop fucking stopped him, gave him a huge fucking ticket. He was fucking speeding. Domestic violence. You know what I mean? But the domestic violence thing wasn't proven. But he caused way too much shit that happened. But just like the Cowboys fans say about their players, innocent until proven fucking guilty. And that's what this is about. There's no shred of evidence. There's not this fucking much shred of fucking evidence on Michael Bennett at all. Because they would have came out with it. Like I said, for the 15th fucking time. If they had something, they would have buried him by now. At least to help the family out, if they had something, they would have just put it out. And then the faster this would just be a faster process. They'd get their money and and that's it. So that's my take on on the Michael Bennett indictment. Sorry, I'm choking. This is pretty much what I think about it. So let me know in the comment section if you think this is bullshit like I do, because this is 100% bullshit. And that fucking police chief is going to end up hanging himself in this fucking house because of this. Because he is throwing way too much shit. He's throwing way too many accusations out without a shred of evidence. And I've read everything. So tell me I'm wrong, because I know I'm right. Okay? Until I see a video of Michael Bennett shoving anybody or seeing a shred of a video of that, nothing's going to happen. That's all I got to say, guys. Shake, squad up. Fly, Eagles, fly. Michael Bennett staying on the Eagles.